Hi guys. Gonna just wait a minute, see if everybody's gonna jump on. Okay. I'm just gonna give it a few minutes for you guys to jump on and for me to adjust the video a little bit because this is my first time using this little tripod that I have. So bear with me, please. Sorry for the close-up of my hand. We're just gonna give it a few. See if everybody's ready. Again, I'm gonna adjust this. Does that look okay for you guys? Trying to get it kind of straight. There we go. Straight-ish. There we go. Hi, Pat. Hi, Carla. Hi, Ariel. And Jeanette. Hi, guys. Oh, thank you, Ariel. Do you guys have sound? Hi, Fiona and Danielle. Are you guys getting any sound at all? Let me see. Hold on. Yes? Stephanie, yes, you can hear me? Okay. Good. Good, good, good. Okay. Just to let you guys know, the feed is really delayed on my end, so if I miss any questions or anything, just let me know. I'm actually watching it on my laptop as well so that I can see what you guys are saying because I can't see my phone. Oh, Carla, I'm actually just using a bin that I had at my house. It's just a plastic bin that when I first started this, I kind of was like, okay, I guess I'll try this bin out and see if that catches my paint and all of that. And I've just been kind of sticking with it. So just a little plastic bin. I think I probably got it from Target. But it's really old, so I've had it for a while. Hi, everybody. Okay, I think I'm gonna get started in a minute or two. You're welcome, Carla. Okay, just to kind of let you guys know what kinds of things I'm using. Oh, hey, Barbara from South Africa. I am experimenting a lot today. I'm using a lot of things that I have not used before. So we shall see how this all turns out. I'll just kind of give you a rundown really quick of the things that I'm using. I've got just a small 8x10 canvas. I use those as like my experimental canvases. Those are kind of the ones that they're big enough to like play with, but they're small enough that if I really mess up, it's not a huge loss, I guess. And I got some new stuff this weekend, which was really cool. So I am a huge user of Artist Loft. I love their paints. They've been good to me. So I got some new colors. Here's one new color. It's really hard to see. It's like the turquoise blue color. That's a new one I got. And I just got this light blue. It's really pretty light blue. Those are new for me, those two in particular. The other colors that I'll be using, this pretty dark blue, but I've had it for a little bit. This like, I think it's called unbleached titanium. It's kind of like an off-white I really like. And then this it was the gold, the metallic gold from Artist Loft, but it was too bright in my opinion. So what I did was I went ahead and put some of the copper that they have, just a little bit in there. So I mixed the two. I made this really pretty like light copper color. And then this is a brown. Kind of what I did. So I found these Artist Loft paints, these itty bitty tubes, like that big, from ages ago, that I had from previous painting kind of experiments that I had done. And they were really old, not gonna lie. They were kind of funky, kind of old. I didn't know if I'd be able to actually do anything with them because of how old they were. So this is actually a mix of, I believe it's burnt sienna and raw umber. I literally just mixed the two tubes together, and it kind of came out funky, like a little thick and almost gritty, but I don't hate it. I know a lot of people are like, are you kidding me? You're gonna use like old paint with chunks in it and all of that. And I know that's like the cardinal rule that I'm breaking, but I don't hate it because I kind of want to do a sort of geode pour thing. And if I'm using it, it's the outside. It's already going to have texture in the painting itself. So I'm kind of feeling the little bit of gritty vibe. So bear with me. Hey, we've got people from San Antonio and from Australia. Hey, everybody. So one thing I did want to show you guys that I just got, which I'm actually using in this turquoisey blue and the white, is this iridescent medium from Artist Loft. I've never used it before, but I'm kind of excited to try it. It is supposed to make whatever paint you have a little bit iridescent. So I just put a tiny bit in the blue. It's really hard to tell. In fact, when I first put it in, you couldn't see it at all, but now it's really coming out. It's, again, really hard to see on camera, but it's there. It's not super metallic like the metallic paints. I put a smidge in the white, but the white you can't really tell because I did put so little. So there's that. Another thing that I got, which I'm super excited about, that I've seen people use before, and I'm like obsessed with these things. I got several color shift paints. So this one is the Black Flash. It's the only color shift that I'm using in this little experiment of mine. It is kind of this metallic-y black with a little hint of like almost, I don't know, like a bronze. I thought it would look really nice, and I'm kind of curious to play with it. I am huge on experimenting, so you know, I don't know how this is going to turn out. It may be fabulous. It may be horrible. We all know. We've all had those paintings, I'm sure, where some turn out amazing, and some were like, oh gosh, can I go over that with something else? I got all these things from Michaels. So the Color Shift I got from Michaels, all the Artist Loft I got from Michaels, and I also got this last thing that I'm going to try out, which we'll see how it goes. I'm going to actually just try it on the wet paint, and if that doesn't work, then I'll probably glue it on later. But it's this lovely, like, decorative filler. They have a lot of them at Michaels right now in all different colors. There's one that's actually more clear than this, but I liked the sparkle. I actually considered using like crystal beads and stuff for the center, and then I found these and I was like, oh, that's perfect. It's almost like they took a mirrored vase or something and like smashed it up. So I'm really excited to experiment with this. We'll see how it turns out. And then, of course, I have the silicone that I use. I'm not going to be using a lot of it today, but I always have people asking me what I use in my paints. This is what I use. So, oh, cool. Megan, that's really awesome. Oh, Megan, random side fact. Is your maiden name McClelland? Is that why that's in the middle there? Because my family are McClellans, so we may be related. And then the last but not least thing that I got that's new, that I'm kind of excited about, is this. It's just a little bottle with an itty bitty tiny tip, so I can add my gold details, because oftentimes I get really sad because my gold disappears. So I'm going to try that out. Okay, so I guess we will go ahead and get started. I haven't really planned this out. Usually I'm good about planning out my paintings and figuring out, okay, what do I want to go first and all of that. And today I have not, so it will be an experiment. Pennsylvania or West Virginia? Oh, my family's from Oklahoma and Missouri. So it's from my great-grandmother's side. Her maiden name is actually McClellan. And I found out we have like a really big Scottish background. So that's kind of where my folks came from. I know the rest of you guys are probably like, who cares? All right, so I'm trying to decide what size cup I want to use for this. I think I will just go with a small one here. All right, so I'm going to start off with, I think, a little bit of white. I'm just going to stir it up. Hello, Michelle from Ohio. Another random fact, Megan, if your family, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but McClellans actually have their own whiskey. So give it a go sometime. It's actually not bad. Random peek into my alcohol cabinet. All right, so I'm going to start off with a little bit of white here. Sorry if I block the camera at all. Zanzibar. Hey, I don't know anybody from Zanzibar. That's cool. Hey, Cindy from Florida. Very nice. Awesome. We have a lot of folks here. All right. Oh, if anybody... Oh my gosh, that's awesome, Megan. Well, I definitely like it. which is funny because I actually don't like whiskey. So it's one of the only whiskeys that I will actually consume. And my husband gives me grief about it all the time because he loves scotch and whiskey and all of that. So it is the only one I'll drink. I think that one and one other I will drink. So, yes. When I do drink, actually. I don't drink that often. Alrighty, I'm going to use just a little bit of blue, the dark blue. I'm not putting any silicone in this yet, just because I kind of want to see how it goes first without it. Just kind of want to play with it right now. I don't want to put too much. Owned by Jim Beam. Oh, funny. I actually didn't know that they owned it. That's pretty neat. Alright. So, if anybody's wondering, I actually only mix my paint with water. I don't use Floetrol or that GAC 800 or any of that. Hey, from Panama. Neat. Hey, Sally. So if anybody's curious, this is the kind of stuff I mix it with. Just water. Wait. Alrighty. Okay. Does anybody have any interesting questions or experiments that they've done recently or anything like that? While I'm adding all these lovely colors together. Oh, thanks, Wendy. I actually did a couple on a different page previously, a couple live pours. So I haven't been doing this for very long. This is, I think I've been doing this like a month, a little less, something like that. I started doing it just because I was kind of in a weird funk. Like, I know that sounds weird, but I was in a little bit of a funk. And it was mainly because I felt like I didn't have a creative outlet. So I decided to give this a go and see what happened, and that was that. Alright, so this is what's happening in my cup. I didn't put any silicone in this just because I want to see what happens with these colors in particular without cells, which I know sounds weird to a lot of people. They're like, no, cells, what? That seems to be a big thing right now, but I chose not to do cells today for this little part of it. So yes, let me see if I can do this without blocking the camera, shall we? Okay, I'm gonna come over on this side. And I just have my canvas on 2 little cups, so if it starts to slide, hopefully I can get it. I'm just going to kind of experiment and see what happens. Ooh, I really like that color in the middle. Okay, so that was the first part of my pour. Do you post your videos on YouTube or somewhere when you are done? I actually tried to post them to my page. I have my own like Facebooky art page thing. It's Fluid Art by Whitney Lucance. There's only one of me on Facebook, believe it or not. in this whole wide world, there's only one Whitney Lucant. So if you go on there, I tried to post it on there, the last one that I did, and for whatever reason, it was just being a pain and wouldn't post. So I'm going to try to post this one on there too, but it may not happen. We'll see. I don't know. We'll have to see if it works out that way. But so far I've just been kind of randomly, I'm in a couple different pour groups, like people who are into this kind of stuff. And the last one I posted was on a different page, I believe. Yeah, and I've just been kind of I'm really new at this whole live video thing. So I just did it once and I liked it, and so I kept doing it. So I'm going to potentially change some things up. I'm putting a little more white in my cup because I kind of want to center out this middle bit here. So I'm going to put a little bit more, not very much, of this dark blue on top of it. And then some more of the turquoise. And then I'm going to go around and add to the outside too. So we'll see. I want the center to not be so dark, I guess. We'll see, it may end up being just as dark as it was. I love the look in the cup, like what's happening, the straight piece. I love it. I have a bad habit of like over tilting these like ring pours, so then I get really bummed out because I lose stuff. It makes me sad. Okay, and then I think I am gonna kind of put a little more of the white in the middle and a little more cream in the middle. We'll see how that turns out. Oh no, I didn't stir. If anybody, I didn't catch that question, but no, I didn't stir anything. I just kind of kept them all separate, and I am using the same cup. So all these ones that I keep adding on, I'm just using the same cup. There we go. I kind of want to lighten up that center, because the center is going to be the fun place where I put all of that glass I've been playing around with. I feel like this dark blue is like taking over the world over here. We're gonna kind of scrunch that out a little bit. I don't want to lose too much of that stuff on the side there. But I do like this stretch that it's doing. It's kind of neat. I don't know. Today is experimenting. I did not add any silicone yet. Not yet. Actually, what I'm going to do is add it very soon. I'm just taking a new clean cup. Fun. And I'm going to start adding my silicone to the outer layers. So what I'm going to do is, now that I have all this blue, I really like the blue, but I want to start kind of making the outside more cream and brown, and I want to incorporate that that color shift one that I was talking about earlier. So I'm going to actually add the silicone to this color. It's that off-white color now. I didn't want to add it earlier because I was using it in here and I didn't want it to create any cells. So I'm just adding a little bit to that. Perfect. And again, I'm using Astroglide. Who knew that I would be using that for painting? But I am. So I'm just putting it in that one color for right now. I'm going to be using this color, the off-white color, and the kind of funky murky brown color to start out with. Hold on just a tick while I get that all situated. I'm making a mess, don't mind me. I actually do this in my kitchen, so thank goodness we have tile counters, and our house is kind of old, so if I get paint on the floor, it's not the end of the world. No, it's not a paint color. Astroglide is a personal lubricant. It's actually got a lot of I forget what it's called. That one right there. First ingredient. I use it to make my cells. It is my silicone medium. I don't actually use any of the Floetrol or any of that. I use that, the Astroglide, and the water, and that's it. So I've heard people say they use KY, like the liquid one. This is a gel form, but it's kind of like a loose gel. I know that sounds weird. But yeah, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to use my dark brown. Let's see what else. What other colors do I want to use in this? Again, all about experimentation. So I'm not really sure what colors I want to use, but we'll see. I'm just kind of mixing stuff. We're going with the flow here. Okay. Got my brown. Got that. I know people use all kinds of the silicone stuff, so they'll use like, what else? Treadmill oil or lube, I think somebody said one time. I was like, oh. Hair serum, which actually I have so much random hair products. I should probably use those at some point. So this is what this looks like so far. I know, I'm sorry, it's taking a little while. Do you stir in the Astroglide? Oh, I stir it in. I stir it in, and I put just like a drop. I don't do anything too fancy. I just kind of eyeball it. I really don't do too much in the way of fanciness with that stuff. Okay, so this right now has the darker brown, the off-white, and that kind of random white color in it. Just to like give it a little bit. I'm just kind of semi-mixing it. Nothing too crazy. But I do want it to kind of have a little personality. So, oop, I hit my canvas. Which is not bad as long as it doesn't fall. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to kind of eyeball it around the edges. Just a little bit. I want it to blend a little. I don't want it to be too crazy though. Okay, there we go. It almost looks like a beach scene right now. which is kind of neat. I'm feeling it. I just don't want to tilt it too much. I don't want to lose all my stuff here. I do kind of feel like I want to go back through with a little bit of the blue, like a little more blue mixed into all that craziness. I want to try using a dirty cup pour out of a squeeze bottle. Oh, I've actually heard people use pancake batter things, like one of those almost like funnel kind of things. I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, so I'm just kind of, I'm like a total recycling junkie. Like, I like to save all of my paints and stuff, so I literally just poured some blue into that like cream colored cup, so I can add it to the kind of outside here, just because I want to kind of incorporate that a little more into the edges. And I don't want to waste paints, so I'm gonna kind of run my stick through here just to make a nice line around here. How's everyone doing? Are you guys still with me? I haven't lost you yet. All right. Now, I'll make sure this is still steady. Okay, good. So, now what I think I'm going to do is take my same cup, put out all the browns in it, and I'm going to add more browns. Yep, makes lots of cells. And that's in one color. Oh, I don't torch. That's a good question, Heather. So a lot of people torch. I don't. I'm not a huge fan of torching. Originally, I didn't want to do that just because I was like, I'm going to burn down my house. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? And so no, I don't torch. A lot of people do. A lot of people swear by it. It's pretty cool. But I do not. I personally don't. I decided not to go buy it because buy a torch because I just didn't feel like spending the extra money, and I have been having luck with cells without it, so I'm kind of not eager to go buy one. So I just mixed the dark brown, a little bit of white, which kind of all went to the bottom, and that Color Shift black, and I'm just going to kind of give it a little bit of a mix here, nothing too fancy. And then I'm just going to pour it around the edge and see what happens. What paint do I use? Oh, I use mostly Artist Loft, to be honest. I've tried other paints a little bit, not a lot. I wasn't like hugely impressed with the Craft Smart ones from Michaels. I tried that on one of my last live pour. I was not super thrilled with it, to be completely honest. It didn't come out the way I wanted it to, which happens a lot. I mean, with this type of painting, you just kind of go with the flow. So, mostly Artist Loft is my paint of choice. And Michael's is constantly having sales or coupons, and I love that. So that helps keep down the cost because, yeah. I have a heat gun that I use sometimes. I have a heat gun somewhere in the world, but I don't know. Michael's brand. Oh, yes. It's pretty much a Michael's brand thing. I believe it is the Michael's brand, but it's like their cheaper version, I guess. I want to mix this more. I'm trying to get some of that blue to incorporate in there. I think I'm going to go through and just like mix up the whole world and put another ring of the blue because I love these cells, but it's got too much brown for me. So let's just go ahead and take my trusty blue cup here, and I'm just gonna put dark blue, light blue, my husband's here. Okay. Okay. Look, cells. I gotta smile. So yes, using a heat gun kind of helps get rid of bubbles and all of that. I blow on mine, which I know sounds weird to a lot of people. And this is what I have going on here. We're just gonna see what happens with this one. Get rid of some of this brown on the edge. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to move the paint with a hairdryer. That one I don't do. Okay, I'm trying not to lose everything here. But I do want to go in. I'm actually going to try out my cute little bottle. I'm going to put my copper gold mix in here. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. I know this is kind of one of those longer live. Okay. I don't know. So we'll see. I've never used one of these little things. Oh, here we go. So this is my little bottle. I'm just going to put a little ring that kind of in here. And another one out here. I'm doing some kind of rough tilting right now. because I want that to mix more. Okay, I want more black around the edges, so I'm just going to take my dark brown cup and pour the rest of the black in it. Thanks guys for answering those questions that I keep missing or seeing last minute. Yes, it was gold and copper mixed together. It was the Artist Loft gold with just a smidge of copper. And I just kind of added that in. I'm really loving this color shift, so I'm going to use the color shift, the dark brown, and I'm actually just going to squeeze a little bit of the copper in there so we can kind of see what happens to it. Do you clean up the surface up? It's actually a plastic bin on the bottom here. I will leave it in this to kind of dry a little bit, and then once it's dry a little bit, then I'll move it to my shelf with some wax paper on it. Okay. Definitely have some black stuff happening now. Okay, let me get some of these cups out of the way. I have a lot of cups happening here. The color shift paint is a little more expensive. It's not really expensive. It's kind of like typical, I don't know, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I used to use that kind of paint for like crafts as a kid. My mom would get them. Like for the plaster things that we would do. Painting plaster and stuff like that. Now I'm really tilting. Really tilting stuff. Okay. Kind of just pick up this stuff on the edge. Let it go down. Let it do what it wants to do. So typically I try to keep the edges nice and consistent with what is right next to them. So that's what I'll pick up and put back on the canvas. Nope, Sandra, this is actually just because I got some new stuff yesterday and I felt like experimenting. So I actually have not sold any of my pieces. I haven't even considered it really. I would love to. I just haven't tried yet. It's not something that I have done yet. I used to make jewelry. I was an avid jewelry maker. And so a lot of people are like, well, can't you make jewelry with this? And yes, you can. I just haven't. I would love to sell my art. I would. In fact, actually, we went to a farmer's market today, and there was somebody selling art like this, although his were very unfinished, I guess. He just left his edges raw, and he didn't varnish anything, so I don't like leaving my stuff raw on the edges. But some people do, and that's fine. I'm going to move over here so I can't see your guys' comments right now. But I want to finish up these edges so they're not raw. So at least there's some color on them. literally just pick up whatever's on the bin below it so that it's kind of like colors. But I really am liking this color shift stuff. I foresee that being a more of a future purchase. I think I'm going to put a little more copper along these edges. Just kind of random. As it dries, it'll change a little bit, I'm sure. So I could go back into the middle with more blue and white. I'm not sure if I want to or not. What do you guys think? Should I just add another layer of blue and white, or should I just leave it? The next step, I'm going to put some crystals in the middle. Yes. Don't overdo. Add. Leave it. Everybody's got like a different feeling on the matter. I feel like I'm going to put the crystals there for sure. So I might add a little bit in there in the way of the blue and the white, and just kind of see what happens. Because if I really don't like it, I'm covering up most of the middle anyhow. Oh, I like that. Add a little copper to the middle. I like that plan. Right now, I actually have a surprisingly little amount of paint in the bottom of my bin, so that's kind of neat. Usually there's like this massive, crazy fallout of paint. Add a little copper to the mix. I'm sure if you guys could only see my hands right now. See? Lovely paint hands. Do you have a problem with the crystals falling out when the paint is dry? Well, Pat, this is actually my first time using the crystals. I'm really excited to say. So, I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't know. We will find out. It will be a fun little experiment. That's kind of what this whole painting right now is. It's just one giant experiment. So, here are my colors for the middle. I'm just going to give it a little swirl, 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 swirl. And we shall see what it turns into. Swirl. Now I see why you're using gloves. A lot of people add crystals kind of just to the middle. Ooh, I'm liking it so far. I think it's adding a little extra. Oops. My copper kind of got lost, but it's all good. A lot of people do add crystals and stuff to the middle. Oh, here we go. Yay, okay. And they do it when the paint's wet, but a lot of people also use glue. There we go. I like that. I like that I'm pushing some of those cells and such out of the way. I feel like a lot of people are very fixated on cell creation, which is fabulous, but I am not as fixated on it as some people. I just want it to look cool. And so I'm actually going to do something a little weird and put some extra paint right in the middle. Just plain old white. And I'm going to use that to kind of shift things around a little bit. Because with that in the middle, certainly making things move. There we go. That's kind of what I wanted to do. See, now the copper is like opening up in the middle. Okay. Good, good, good. Hey, look at these little cells in the corner. Aren't those cute? Okay. Cool. Moving stuff around. All right. Now, I think I've gotten to the point where I am going to take off my gloves, believe it or not. And I'm going to come back in with my glass pieces. Again, I got these at Michael's. Thank goodness for Michael's. I've never used them before. They're brand new to me. That's why I put that big blob of white in the middle that everyone's probably thinking I'm crazy for doing. But I wanted a little extra surface to sprinkle these onto. So I've never used these. We will see how they go. I'm just going to take some and sprinkle them on. They're really kind of oh, I will for sure post it when I try. Oh, you see an elephant now. I love that. So I just kind of wanted to make sure there was enough paint in here. What I'm probably going to do is go back in and put some more support underneath my canvas too, because I don't want it to bow in the middle. And I will probably have to end up gluing these. It's looking like, I mean, they're sticking pretty well, but I want to make sure they don't fall off. And if I really like this one, then it will be a piece that I eventually go through in resin, so that'll be nice. Big old crystal there. Okay. Some of these are being... Alright, the last one in the cup. How long do you have to let them sit and dry? Oh no, Jen! Okay, so I let them dry, these paintings, for a few days. I let them just sit. I have cats, so all y'all who have cats, I feel you. It's a pain to do this kind of stuff with cats. I don't have a separate room, so one of my paintings actually has a kitty footprint in it. But I typically will leave these to kind of do their thing for a day or two, and then I will move them to a shelf. Okay, so some of these pieces are coming out really big, and I don't want huge pieces like these. These are pretty big, so I'm just going to put them back. Paw prints are amazing, except it was my first one that I ever did, and I was super upset, which is probably why my cats decided to explore it, because they had never seen me do that before. But I was super mad, and he ended up actually getting paint all over the carpet in our house. So I had to chase him down and give him a bath, which was kind of his punishment too. Like, he was not happy about that bath process. So that's what he gets for stepping on my painting. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty good about most of these here. We kind of have some sporadic crystals, which I'm okay with, actually. I actually might add another one right over here somewhere. There you go. That way, because, I mean, in the world, rock formations aren't perfect, right? So that's kind of what I'm going for here. And I'm sure some of these will fall off, just like glitter. When you put glitter on a project, stuff, it falls off sometimes. And that's okay. There we go. I just wanted to make sure I cover up most of that white. Your cat walks around with different color ears. I kind of freaked out because I didn't know. He was trying to clean off his foot after he stepped in my paint, and I was freaking out because I'm like, oh my gosh, this stuff might be toxic to him. I don't know. And so that was my first thought, was, oh gosh, we have to get him cleaned up before he ingests acrylic paint. And then after that, my second thought was, oh, I'm so mad at you for stepping in my painting. So yeah, I don't know if there's anybody out there who's had experience with their cats stepping in their painting. Like, have they ever gotten sick? Oh, you're welcome, Fiona. Thank you for coming by. Okay, let's see. I don't think there's too much else I want to add in here. I think I'm pretty happy with most of this right now. I might add some stuff here and there. Actually, you know what else might help? I do have some glitter. Let's see. I have glitter in the drawer. Okay, just because I'm a glitter fiend, I found some glitter. I didn't expect this outcome. Well, I love to keep everyone on their toes because that's just how I roll. So just random extra glitter I'm thinking about adding in some spots. It's this lovely brown and this lovely white. The white I'm actually going to sprinkle a little bit on the middle part because I feel like it needs a little oomph in the, because there's random dry spot or wet spots of paint inside. I would love to give a little extra oomph too. So I'm just gonna sprinkle some on. I've seen lots of people, I've been kind of researching geode pours lately. I'm really obsessed with them at the moment. And I've seen a lot of people using glitter in them, which at first I was kind of like, meh, glitter in your paintings, but they actually come out really beautiful when you resin them. So, oh, I'm so glad to hear that she never got sick, Danielle, definitely. So, let's see, where else can I add a little bit of love? I'm wondering if I should add some to the corners. This lovely brown color. Just a little. Normally, I wouldn't do this with my fingers because I have these like giant talons right now. But I feel like I'm just going to dip it in and see where it ends up. Yeah, okay. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I feel like glitter's one of those little underrated kind of things. Doesn't get the love it deserves. There we go. All right. We shall see how this one turns out. Like I said, I blow on mine quite a bit. Just to get all those little bubbles out, because those things can be a nightmare later on. And I think this is good for now. I think I'm going to call this one. But there are a lot of little cells forming, which is really cool. So we shall see how it turns out. Yeah, we will see how this one ends up. And I will definitely post the dry product and let you guys see it. If you guys want, go ahead and let me know if you would like to see another live pour at some point. I enjoy doing them. I'm not great. I'm not like a perfection person. Like I'm not amazing at all this stuff. I literally just do this for fun. So if you guys are cool with that and you would like to see more, let me know. And yeah, have a great day. Keep having fun with paint, whatever time zone you guys are in. Feel free, if you guys want, you can always request me on Facebook if you want to just catch up on my random stuff or say hey or anything like that. Oh, Marilyn, I will probably, if I like the end result, I'll probably put resin on it, which will be cool because it'll be like this super thick, glossy finish with like the texture in the middle, and I'm all about mixing textures and all of that. If I'm not a huge fan of it, if for some reason like something happens and I'm not like loving it, I might just seal it with some kind of varnish or something. I'm not 100% sure yet. So I just kind of wait and see what happens. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys want me to keep doing this kind of stuff. Again, feel free to find me, my personal page on Facebook. I have an art page on Facebook. If you guys want to look at that, I'm going to post actually some pictures in just a few minutes of the last live pour paintings that are now dry. One of them actually cracked, so boo, but it actually came out looking kind of cool, so yep. Why do they look different when they dry? Well, because things like this, like the cells are still forming. Two, I've noticed, like some people will accidentally put them on a tilt. They're not completely flat. That affects them. The paint's still just spreading. Things just change. Bubbles pop. And that affects how they look. So, yep, that all affects it. So let me know what you guys would like, if you would like me to do some more. Like I said, feel free to hit me up on Facebook or on our pages, our lovely group pages, for sure, because I will be on there sharing all this fun stuff. Oh, I'm also on Instagram. I don't have an art page or anything on Instagram. It's literally just whatever I feel like posting. I do post these because I have friends and family who want to see them, things like that. But it's not a strict art page, so don't worry, I'm not trying to like promote or sell or anything, because I haven't actually even attempted to sell any of this stuff. It's just if you're curious about what this stuff looks like later on or any of that. I'll actually probably be putting resin on one of my pieces next weekend. It should be done curing. It'll be about 4 weeks. So I'm excited for that. I'll just kind of hang out on here and babble while I'm cleaning up. If anybody has any more questions, feel free to ask. I'm just kind of cleaning my little workstation here, getting stuff put away, putting this lovely broken glass stuff away. Just let me know. I am here for you guys. Oh, I see I have a couple friend requests. Yay! I'm all about meeting new people and sharing ideas, so I love it. Oops. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Lynn. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you guys like it. Alrighty. I think it's going to be coming close to time to end our little meeting here. But again, if you guys have any questions outside of this, please feel free to contact me on Facebook. Just message me. Have a good day, guys. Bye.